Well, okay. It's the best football show. I was getting my microphone all set up right here. This is the best football show. You can find it wherever you get your apps from. You can download this free Odyssey app, like it, subscribe to it, listen to it daily. This is Friday before Championship Sunday. You can find me, Brian Baldinger, at Baldy NFL, all over social media. We've got breaking news. We've got two new head coaches in the NFL. Let's start with Pete Carroll at age 73, coming out of whatever that was last year, a cocoon, a retirement. He's got a home on the North Shore of Hawaii. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but it's a good life. Pete Carroll's back coaching with the Las Vegas Raiders. They got a general manager yesterday, and John Spytek came from Tampa. I told you about him yesterday quite a bit. Played with Tom Brady for a year at University of Michigan. He was there with Tom Brady when they won a Super Bowl. Well, that was 4 years ago. They've got a general manager, and they got a coach. You can debate whether Pete Carroll is too old. I don't believe he is. Nobody will ever say Pete Carroll is too old to do anything. The guy has unlimited energy. I've been around Pete a lot, even in his final year in Seattle. I remember Seattle went to play Baltimore last year, and I was talking to him down the field before the game, and it was business as usual. Like he looked fine to me, and you can always find Pete Carroll throwing a football with his guys before a game. The guy's always got a ton of energy. I think it's a good hire. I don't know. He's got a 3-year contract. Can he turn this Raider team around? All we've seen is proven coaches in the AFC West. You think about Andy Reid, all right, going for his fourth Super Bowl right now with Patrick Mahomes. You think about what Jim Harbaugh has done, getting his team to the playoffs in his first year. And whatever age Jim is, 60, whatever it is right now. Sean Payton, probably approaching 60 at this point. And now you got Pete Carroll. It is a experienced coaches division. And I just think there's question marks about all these first-time head coaches. And it's not to knock what Aaron Glenn might do with the Jets. It's not to knock what Ben Johnson might do in Chicago. But the Raiders are going to the experienced coaches' way. And you think about Pete, like he was one of those guys, unproven with the Patriots, blown out after a year. Goes to USC, puts USC back on the map, wins the national championship. Goes to Seattle. They put together the Legion of Boom. They win a Super Bowl, go back to another Super Bowl within a yard of winning back-to-back Super Bowls. They're getting a proven commodity, a guy that knows how to build an organization, build it with toughness through a running game. They've got 2 good young running backs in Kenneth Walker, 3 sticks, Zach Charbonnet. I think I was on a radio station yesterday in Seattle, and they're asking about the offense line. I said, look, if you got Charles Cross at left tackle, and if Big Abe can stay healthy, I can fill in the gaps. Whatever that might be. Center, guard, you could go find these guys. You don't have to spend high draft picks. You can. You saw Tampa fix their offense line in one off season. Okay, went out and got themselves Graham Barton out of Duke, got Brent Bredeson, got an offensive coordinator, became the 4th best rushing football team in the league after being 32nd in rushing 2 years in a row. Baker had an unbelievable season. So I believe you can fix that offense line. You can get the running game going. That Pete, that's if he had those guys in Seattle. I got to see if Amir Abdullah is that guy right now, Zaire White, whatever he's got there with the Raiders. I believe he can put that together via draft one of those Ohio State running backs. Who knows? But I believe they can get the running game going. That's what Pete wants to do. He wants the offensive line to get together, and I think he's got the pieces in Las Vegas to do that. So Pete Carroll to the Raiders. Now, obviously, they got to get a quarterback. They've got Brock Bowers. The guy had 112 catches. He's a superstar already. The guy, nobody could cover him. I just broke down his play against Kansas City, back in week 13, 33-yard touchdown pass. Jamari Connor couldn't cover him. Off the line of scrimmage. He's got a star tight end. He's got pieces there. All right, Max Crosby coming back from an ankle surgery. Like he's got some pieces that they can build with. So I'm excited about Pete Carroll coming back into the NFL because I thought he left Seattle, and that's why I was saying about, Charles Cross and Big Ape Lucas. And like he had pieces that he left Mike McDonald, in Seattle. Now, they didn't make the playoffs, but they won 10 games. He left them a good roster. A roster that needed tinkering and tweeting and tweaking, and he did all that stuff. I think Pete's going to be a good hire with the Raiders. I think he probably rejuvenated himself. I think he looked at the league. I don't think he was too far removed from what's going on. He was a coaching candidate in a couple of different places. The Raiders got I think they got a good coach. Let's talk about what's going on in Jacksonville. Because Jacksonville blew out Doug Peterson, okay, but they kept their general manager. And it didn't seem like the general manager was winning any favors. And so they blow out the general managers, Trent Baalke, all right? And once they blew Trent Baalke out, and I'm not here to knock Trent Baalke. He's been a general manager a couple different places. He's had some success. But it seemed like it was an impediment to getting a coach. And Liam Coen comes, and he's the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got to tell you, I like everything that Liam Coen did this past season. He comes out of the Sean McVay system. He's got a proven track record. Baker Mayfield became one of 10 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL to throw over 40 touchdown passes in over 4,500 yards. Baker had his best year as a pro with Liam Coen. The running game went from number 32 in the league to number 4. Now, they did draft a stud center. They got Tristan Wirfs in his second year at left tackle. You just look at Cody Mock at right guard. You look at the tight ends. You look at the Bucs offense when on the same day when they lost 2 starting wide receivers. And then you look at how Mike Evans came back from that hamstring injury and, was able to rebound and become the first player in the history of the NFL to record 1,000 yards receiving 11 straight years in a row, starting with his rookie year. A lot of that is Liam Coen. A lot of that is scheme. So Liam Coen is going to take his system to Jacksonville, hopefully get Trevor Lawrence fixed. That's the first start. You got to do a lot more than get your quarterback okay. But if you get your quarterback okay, a lot of other things can fall into place. They didn't do that last year. Everything fell apart. The defense fell apart. They got a new defense coordinator. It remains to be seen. So Liam Coen, the new head coach of Jacksonville. All right, there's one remaining place. The New Orleans Saints got to figure out what they're going to do. Dallas Cowboys got to figure out what they got to do. Is that Kellen Moore? Are they waiting for Kellen Moore to finish his season with the Eagles, whether it's this week in the NFC Championship game or whether it's 2 weeks later and Philadelphia's in a Super Bowl game? I'm not sure. But it seems like they're waiting on Kellen Moore. But I don't have inside information to it, but it seems like they're very interested. They interviewed, Brian Schottenheimer. I don't know if they're going to interview other players or other people at this stage, but there's other jobs to remain. But 2 got filled today. Liam Coen in Jacksonville. I think it's a good hire. I like Liam Coen. I like him as a play caller. I liked him as a designer of offense. You saw 3 rookies really flourish in his system. You saw Graham Barton at center. You saw Jalen McMillan at receiver. You saw Bucky Irvin at running back. I think some of it had to do with what Liam was doing. All right, so now we'll see. They need a general manager. The Jets need a general manager. The Raiders got their general manager, Spytek. They got their head coach in Pete Carroll. I think without knowing and without talking to Tom Brady, I think Tom Brady signed off on this. I just believe that. I believe that he's a minority owner, but I believe a lot of things go through Tom Brady. I think the general manager signed off on it, along with Mark Davis. I'm not leaving Mark Davis out of this, but I think everything was a collaboration, and I think Brady was heavily involved with Spytek and Mark Davis to get them Pete Carroll. That's been the best football show. Look, we got Championship Sunday coming up. We got the Eagles Commanders at 3 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field. We've got the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen looking to knock the Chiefs off at GEAH Field, Arrowhead at 6:30 on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to be doing live breakdowns during the game. So check those out at Baldy NFL throughout social media. I'm going to be looking at some of the feeds I get and doing some breakdowns during the game. Check in on that on both games. So we'll take a look at that. Anyways, this has been the best football show. I'm so happy you could join us. Look forward to talking to you on Monday as we break down Championship Sunday. Thank you for joining me.